Welcome to the studio here at 1-to-1 Golf. This is part 3 of our ball speed series. So this is the video analysis section. So this is where I hit a shot down there, take a video and go through it and try and work out which are the main bits to attack, so which characteristics I've got in the swing which I can improve, which will then help me achieve my goal. Great opportunity for the lessons to give me a lot of stick here, so they're gonna see the swing, they're gonna see what I need to work on, so I'm sure they're going to take advantage of that, which could be quite interesting. So right then, let's smash it down there, shall we? So that's the shot. Let's have a closer look, shall we? So this is the shot I just struck down there. This is one we're going to analyse with what movement I've done to achieve this. Quite a nice strike, so it's good contact, nice shape on the ball, 155 yards. Ball speed of 108, so not my highest, but quite a good average hit down there for me, so that's a good one to have a look at. Right then, let's have a closer look at the movements I've done in the swing to produce that shot, shall we? Right then, time to take a closer look at the swing. So before we get too in depth, I just wanted to check the setup. Setup is crucial. You build the swing around the setup, which if you've got a good setup, then generally you can build a good swing, a good consistent swing. So the posture, I'm quite happy with the posture in regards to I've got a good tilt from the hips. Sometimes I flex the knees a little bit too much. The main bit in the posture is that C posture, which I'll come back to on that in a second. Quite happy with the grip. I need to keep an eye on my right hand. Sometimes it gets a little bit weak, so I need to keep that underneath. So at the moment that's pretty good. I'm happy with my alignment in general. So like I said, the main bit is the posture. So you can see I've drawn a line along my back there. And just at the top half of the back, just on the T-spine now, I've got a slight curvature just to finish it off, and I would like to try and improve that. It's not massive, it's nothing too exaggerated, but it will have an interference with how I turn. So I just want to improve that slightly. So then, if you then go for a good turn, you can then maintain that posture. If the T-spine is quite rigid, so it's not that mobile, then it has a massive effect. So I just want to improve that. It's like if you're rounding yourself like a cage kind of thing, it's going to be very restricted. Now make sure you're tilted from the hips. If you have got a slight C posture, sometimes it can be more the fact that you just haven't got quite the right technique, you haven't hinged from your hips, so then the upper back is then compensating for that. So check that out first. I've got quite a reasonable hinge from the hips. I've got my belt buckle below the back part, so that bit I've covered. So mostly that part, rather than saying to someone, right, just stretch your shoulders back, that's quite difficult to achieve and can feel uncomfortable and sometimes can have a bad effect on the swing. So you have to be careful on that front. It's worth sort of addressing to begin with, but quite subtly. So the main bit I'm going to have to attack that is in the gym, which I will show you later in the series. Right, and let's have a closer look now at the movement on the backswing and see how we're doing in that position. Okay, now it's time to take a closer look at the backswing and the downswing. You don't want to work on too many things, so I'm just trying to point out two main bits I can work on. So far I've got something at address where I'm trying to work on the C posture just to improve that slightly, to help me to gain better turn, to produce more power. So we've got the takeaway. So the idea of the takeaway, I'm trying to achieve a one-piece takeaway. So the core's turning with the club, so everything's in one set piece. So it's not an individual arms takeaway and rolling. So I'm quite pleased with that. It's in quite a reasonable position when I get to waist height. So the shafts are reasonably in line with the toes, toe pointing up. So I'm quite happy with that. So my swing path, I will take that. I've just got a slight, as you can see when I'm going on the backswing now, I've just got a slight rise up of the posture, so I'm rising up slightly, and then I've got a very subtle tilt towards the target, which you call a reverse spine angle. So that's then going to interfere with my sequence on the downswing. So where I've tilted towards the target just slightly, that's going to be a loss of power, and then potentially on the way down I would be prone to say maybe coming over the top of it slightly, or coming on down on too straight on line to the ball, so it's taking the bottom half out of play. So as you can see, as I'm coming down, it's just a bit too square onto that ball, just so slightly could cause me to hit a slight pull, or occasionally a slight cut depending on what club I'm hitting. So that can be then again a loss of power, which is the target. I'm trying to gain more power and a bit more consistency. If you gain more consistency, you get more confident, and then you can produce more power. So if we have a slightly closer look, so the main bit there to attack, because it's a sequence of events, so the main bit there for me to attack for myself, I would say, is of my reverse spine angle, where I've just lost it slightly, where I'm going for that bigger turn. So potentially I can make the turn a bit smaller, or I can try and make myself a bit more flexible so I can then achieve that turn, maintain the sternum over the inside of that right leg, which will then, like I said, produce more power and help me hit that goal. So we'll take a closer look at that position, just to give you a bit more of a clearer idea of what I'm talking about. Right, let's take a closer look at that reverse spine angle, shall we? So I've drawn two lines in the screen, so I've got one going across the waist, then one going up the upper body, just to make it that bit clearer so we can see what's going on. So basically, I have tilted towards the target, so as I've gone for that big turn, I've just got that tilt going that way, which then puts everything out of sync. So it doesn't help with the turn, it then interferes with the sequence on the way down, so then I come straight down on line for the ball, so not quite a good enough attack from the inside there, which is then inconsistency and reducing my power. So it did show up in the TPI screen, so you have got the lower quarter test, and then you've got a seated trunk rotation test. So there's the two main ones I need to improve on that. I will be attacking this in the gym and in here, so I'll try and get my body more flexible so I can then do a good turn and maintain that posture, which is vital with the goal that I'm trying to achieve. So our conclusion on that is I've got two main things to work on, one at address and one at the top of my swing. So you've got the C posture and the reverse spine angle. So I'm going to get right on the case on that. So that's our part 3. So far we have covered my power, my physical capabilities, so the body swing connection, and then the video analysis. So part 4 is going to be on my equipment, so what's going to be in the bag for 2018, and then 5 is what I'm doing in the gym to help put everything together so I'm physically capable of doing those moves and hitting that goal. If you haven't seen the previous 1 and 2, click the links below and check them out. Give us a good thumbs up. Any questions or comments, please send them through. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you soon.